in the federal lexicon. The student loan program will be there. It may be changed. It may not have the level of subsidies it has today. The Pell Grant program will be there and will be substantial and preserved. I'm quite sure. I would suspect the tax credits would be the most vulnerable, but they certainly aren't in the short term.
David Schwartz, then Lauren Kay.
Two questions. First, your written testimony notes that while not abandoning the concept of state grants currently reflected in the Cal Grants A, B, and C, it would focus these resources on students demonstrating both the greatest commitment to completing their education and from the most financially needy families. I understand the second part about financial need. I don't understand the first comment. Maybe you can expand a little bit on what the metrics would be for a student to demonstrate the, quote, greatest commitment to completing their education. How does that figure into access to Cal Grants?
Well, we currently have, and you have them as well, requirements for students to maintain satisfactory progress for their degree. Satisfactory, I think, is being ramped up as a concept at both the federal level and many of the states, suggesting that students have a responsibility, if they accept public funds, to essentially work as hard as they can to achieve the educational desire. So one of the simplest things that people are talking about is to redefine what we consider to be a full-time student. That to receive a full-time grant, you would have to take 15 credit hours, rather than 12 credit hours. You aren't going to graduate from college going full-time 12 credit hours per term. That won't add up to get you through in 4 years. Full-time is 15 credit hours in the current lexicon. So that's one of the kinds of things that would be a reward. Another one that some states are looking at, they're doing this both in their performance funding for institutions and on the student side, is reward students post for the courses they have completed rather than the ones they have attempted. So that providing a strong incentive for students not to drop out of courses, but to complete the courses that they take. It's sort of the tough love approach to higher education. Massachusetts is developing a kicker to their state grant program that will reward students for completing 15 credit hours, and they have sort of a geographic progression. If you get money if you complete 9, 12, or 15, but substantially more if you complete more. Is that responsive?
It is. And in your opinion, does the current structure of the Cal Grants incentivize or de-incentivize students to make completion a goal?
I think actually looking at the data, I don't think completion is a huge issue for you as it is for many other states. I mean, I showed you the statistics from the National Student Clearinghouse. In both the Cal State, in your public universities, you sort of beat the averages. I do think that the message is an important one. And so I think it's whether you're ahead of the game or not, I think the message is an important one. I don't want to say I think your current system penalizes that. I do think the community colleges structure provides very little incentive or opportunity. And I think there's complicity on both the student and the state part. Opportunity for students to progress rapidly through their education or any incentive. A student in many of the